Hi, this is Phil, and I'm here to tell you all about the Capes and Lunatics Patreon. Get early access to all of our interviews, including the monthly Chichester chats with writer and comic book legend D.G. Chichester, new episodes of classic Capes and Lunatics shows, including The Quantum Zone, This, That, or the Third, and many, many more specials, all completely uncensored. Access starts for $3 a month, full video when you pledge $5 a month. Check out the link in our show notes, or go to patreon.com/CapesandLunatics. Hope to see you there.
This is Jam DeMatteis, and you are listening to the Capes and Lunatics podcast.
In brightest day,
in blackest nights,
no evil shall escape my sight,
but those who worship evil's might.
Beware my power.
Green Lantern's light. Hello and welcome back to Sector 2814, the Green Lantern podcast. I am Phil. Joining me, as always, Master of the Corps. It is.
I am Will. Hey, everyone.
And today we'll be covering Mystery of the Star Sapphire from Green Lantern 18 through 20.
And the hardcover.
Unbelievably, Hal Jordan's having some lady problems. God.
I'm shocked. Shocked and aghast.
Alright, so I don't think we have any new Green Lantern news since last time. Although I guess, was there announcements at Comic-Con? I think it might just be solicits, but I know there's like isn't there an Alan Scott book coming in the next few months?
Maybe.
He's been in the Justice Society book, but I know they said, I forget which one. They said he's going to be encountering, well, he did encounter, I think it might be, I don't know if it's in the past or the present, but he's going to be encountering the Red Lantern.
Oh, yeah, the Golden Age
yes.
Red Lantern.
Let's see if I can... Alan Scott, the Green Lantern. Alan Scott, the Green Lantern, revisits and recontextualizes the origins of the first Green Lantern through the lens of our modern understanding of the man. This is Alan's coming of age in which he must embrace the man he is to become the hero he's meant to be. Yes, Alan Scott, the Green Lantern #1 comes out October 24th, so.
Okay, cool.
So, yeah.
Very cool.
So, like a week before Halloween.
Is that going to be Jeff Johns writing that or somebody else?
Let me see. Look. Oh wait. I'm not. Let me see if I can find it somewhere else. Cause I was gonna say I wasn't seeing a credit. Any credits here? Yeah, I don't know. By the creative team of Tim Sheridan and Cian Tormey. 6-issue mini. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's one of 3. It's a 6-issue miniseries, but it's one of 3. Of the Golden Age heroes. The other being Jay Garrick, The Flash by Jeremy Adams, our friend of the show, Jeremy Adams, and Diego Ortiz, and Wesley Dodds, The Sandman by Rob Venditti and Riley Rossmo. All 3 will be under the new Golden Age banner, which has been spearheaded by Jeff Johns.
Okay, cool. And it looks like we're getting a facsimile edition of All American Comics #16, which is the first appearance of Green Lantern in the Golden Age.
Yeah.
Oh, and there's a Green Lantern Kyle Rayner Rising Compendium.
Ooh.
It looks to be a soft cover that reprints Green Lantern 48 through 65, plus the 0 issue, Rebels 94 #1, and then the New Titans 116 and 117, and then 124 and 125. I think those are both crossovers with New Titans, right?
Yeah. Because I think that 116 and 117 crossed over. What was that, like issue 57? The one where Simon.
Oh yeah. And then Guy Gardner Warrior 27 and 28, Dark Stars 34, and Damage 16. I think those are both 0 hour crossovers, aren't they?
The Guy Gardner might be. Remember when guys like, I'll kill Major Force for you, and then the Damage one. Oh, that might be that. Was that Siege of the whatever? It was like.
Oh yeah,
Green Lantern Damage Titans. Yeah, it was.
Mm-hmm. That's right. And then there's a Green Lantern Silver Age Omnibus hardcover, the 2023 edition.
Boy, I wonder who's starring in that one.
Of course,
one of those right there.
Of course, Hal Jordan.
Yeah. So it looks like some Green Lantern stuff. Good. By the way, I was looking at the Blog of Oa website because they usually have the solicitations out with any Green Lantern appearances. It looks like the Justice League's fighting Godzilla. So.
Oh yeah. It might be like a mini series or something. Yeah. I think Kong might be in there too.
Let's see. There's Justice Society. Yeah, Justice League versus Godzilla versus Kong #1, and I don't know which Green Lantern. It doesn't show on the cover which Green Lantern it is, but it looks like there is a Green Lantern appearance in Batman Superman World's Finest #20. Oh, wait, I think it's Alan Scott because it's the Kingdom Come.
Oh, maybe. Because I was going to say, I know Hal. Anytime there's been a Green Lantern so far, it's been Hal. But yeah, if it's Kingdom Come, it might be Alan.
Yeah. And then, of course, we've got Green Lantern War Journal #2 and a certain, favorite character of mine, Green Lantern #4 coming out as well.
Oh, yeah. Yes, it's Justice League versus Godzilla versus Kong. The mini.
It looks like it just has the Trinity on the cover. It looks like.
Yeah, I'm looking at an article here. I'm just seeing if it mentions which Green Lantern. Yeah, I just saw a cover just had Superman on it. Again, it's probably like. Oh wait. Is that? I see one of the covers. No, for #1. Oh, who does that look like?
That looks like I, of course, love Hal Jordan.
Exactly.
I, of course, love Hal Jordan.
Yeah, because it looks like, there was a cover with, looks like him, Wonder Woman, Superman, and then a giant mech of you-know-who.
Of course.
Of course.
Of course.
Batman, my favorite character.
So that means we've got the ongoing Green Lantern series.
Yes.
We've got the John Stewart miniseries.
Yes.
We've got the Alan Scott miniseries. So we have 3 titles a month for a little while, right?
Mm-hmm. Yay! Are they afraid to pull a trigger on like a second ongoing or something?
I don't know. I mean,
it seems like people are clamoring for Green Lantern if you're going to be throwing multiple miniseries at us as long as and it ongoing.
And compendiums, the Kyle compendium, the reprint of the Silver Age Hal stuff. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they're testing the waters, perhaps.
Maybe.
I don't know. But, we haven't, John's getting a series, Alan's getting a limited series. Guy and Kyle not given a whole lot of love at this point, or even Joe, Jessica, or Simon as well.
Yeah.
We haven't really heard from, especially any of those 3, and yeah. I don't know. I guess we'll just have to wait and see.
Do you think maybe they're testing the waters? Because, Hal and John are like the most well-known Green Lanterns.
I don't know.
Hal's probably put in the most appearance. Well, there was that big 10-year gap there, but I was going to say Hal put in a lot of history, and of course, nowhere else, everyone knows John from the animated series.
Yeah, and then Jessica showed up in the Super Pets and a couple of other animated places as well.
I know Super Pets, yeah. Oh, maybe there was one of those Lego Justice League Lego movies. Yeah, I know she was in at least one of those. Yeah.
So I don't know. It's hard to say because if you're marketing John to the people who watch the Justice League cartoon, that's us old that's old people now, right?
Yeah. Although not necessarily, because it is still on the Max app, right? So
yeah,
anyone could stumble over that.
I don't know.
No, it just sparked my memory because I saw the article on CBR today. Supposedly, DC Comics titles have tripled in sales since James Gunn and Peter Safran took over DC Studios. So,
that can't be right. I know.
I was like, wait a minute.
We know how much the Snyderverse drove sales of the comics, right?
Yeah.
Sorry.
I'm like, why would that be? But the only thing I can think of is like as they. Because he's putting all those characters in Superman Legacy. Mm-hmm. I'm assuming maybe as they mention characters, people who don't read comics, or maybe they're like, "Who is that?" And like now they're like jumping, actually going to a store or going online and like saying, "Let me read some comics and try to catch up with certain characters."
Maybe, I don't know.
Or maybe
yeah. By the way, I've now read Flash 768.
Oh.
up to 780 plus the annual 2021, where it repairs a lot of the damage that Heroes in Crisis did.
Yes.
But it's a fun book.
Yeah. Oh
Wally.
yeah. I told you, and again, you get. I mean, it's no matter who you are, it's a good read. But as a dad, don't you get a little extra out of some of those stories?
Oh,
yeah. It's so weird. So weird. They actually let a character grow. I may remember when Wally first showed up, he was a punk kid. Now he's married. He's got 2 kids of his own.
Mm-hmm. Who are speedsters too.
Mm-hmm. So Wally West has married and has kids. Superman is married and has kids. Come on, Marvel. Let's bring Spider-Man's marriage back.
I don't think that's happening.
I will die on that hill.
I think it would be cool, but I don't think it's happening.
I know. All right. What is this, Guy Gardner week? Come on, should we get to these issues?
Let's talk some Star Sapphire, because this is a kind of, I think, deceptively simple little arc, but it does a lot of things that I didn't realize at first. It's
setting stuff up, yeah.
Uh-huh. It is. It's setting a lot of stuff up. And it's got some great art, too. I mean...
Oh, yeah. All right. So, Part 1, Green Lantern, Volume 4, Number 18, May 2007, Mystery of the Star Sapphire, Part 1. Writer, of course, Jeff Johns. Penciler, Daniel Acuna. Oh! Penciler, inker, and colorist, Daniel Acuna. So...
Yeah.
I don't think I really noticed that when I was rereading it. Yeah.
Really nice art on this series. I love, in this first issue, the splash page of Carol when she's flying upside down.
Oh, yeah.
Beautiful.
Oh, yeah. Letterer Travis Lanham and editors Peter Tomasi and Elizabeth V. Gerlin. And then, of course, in all these issues, we get Tales of the Sinestro Corps backups.
Mm-hmm. By the way, did you notice that her caption boxes are violet?
Yes.
Lots of little great touches throughout this issue. I mean, it's awesome.
And again, it helps differentiate too who's thinking or speaking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. At Ferris Air, Tom Kalamaku is with a group of businessmen awaiting Carol Ferris's landing. In the air, Carol's plane is suddenly attacked by a Star Sapphire, claiming it seeks to bond with Carol once again for the purpose of spawning with its ultimate mate. God, he doesn't have a big enough head.
Exactly.
It possesses her, leaving its previous host to crash in Carol's plane. At Poncho's in Edwards Air Force Base, Hal Jordan and Jillian Cowgirl Perlman are discussing their love of flying, until the conversation turns to those who know of Hal's secret identity. Hal informs her that General Jonathan Herc Stone is also aware, but not Shane Rocketman Sellers. They start flirting until Carol Ferris, clad in the violet garb of the Star Sapphire, bursts into the bar and kisses Hal Jordan. Cowgirl hits her from behind, and Hal changes into his Green Lantern uniform, blasting Carol through the roof. Hal flies into the sky to confront Carol, keeping her restrained in a Cupid construct before she senses that his heart beats for another and melts the construct. She then descends in the direction of Cowgirl, and Star Sapphire possesses her instead. Hal catches Carol before she can hit the ground and tries to fly her to safety. She tells him that she knows what the Star Sapphire is. All right, so... Thoughts on this before we get to the backup?
No, this is a really, really good setup for this issue, and the art, like I said, the art is beautiful. It's just a well done issue. Mm-hmm. Well done.
Oh yeah, definitely. But yeah, like I said, Hal Jordan does have a big enough head, ultimate mate.
Well, and it plays with the on again, off again relationship, between Carol and Hal, and now that he's moving on, or is he moving on? Throws all that stuff right back up into Cowgirl's face.
Oh yeah, and again, they don't come out and say it, but I wonder if the Star Sapphire entity's coming after Hal. Well, by this point, definitely, maybe thinking, hey, the Parallax entity kind of had its way with him for a while. It's like maybe I can,
Maybe.
Maybe he's susceptible to mind control.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and they got some really nice covers on these issues, too.
Oh, yeah,
featuring, Star Sapphire. So,
I was going to say, with a costume like that, you don't need mind control, kids. Oh, yeah, that is a great page of her flying the plane in the beginning, yeah.
Yeah, that's an amazing splash page. It really is. It's because it's got her hair going up because she's, in a barrel roll or something. Yeah, it's awesome.
Or even like Star Sapphire flying away from the exploding plane, yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Actually, there are like 2, 3, or 4 splashes in this issue, and they're all really good.
Yeah,
yep.
When Hal's restraining, Star Sapphire.
The last page of the story is Cowgirl as Star Sapphire.
Oh, yep. Oh yeah, just the bit, the coloration of the background.
Yeah, it's just the art on this is phenomenal.
Is that just his art? Because I was gonna say, look off in the distance. It almost looks like photo, like he slapped them on a photo or something. But I don't know if that's just.
I think that's his art. I think he's.
Wow.
I think he's that good.
Probably. Just the yellow tinge of the background. I'm like, what is that? Canadian wildfires?
Probably.
So good setup and.
Mm-hmm. And as you mentioned before, there are backup stories in these 3 issues. Tales of the Sinestro Corps.
Yes, we start getting introduced to the Sinestro Corps as Amon Sur requests some bedtime stories. Well, there's not a synopsis for the first one. Tales of the Sinestro Corps Despodelis spreads fear. Oh, wait. I can do those credits. I know Jeff Johns wrote this also. And pencils and inks, Dave Gibbons.
Oh, yeah. I guess he's okay, right?
He must like the
Dave freaking Gibbons.
He must like the Green Lantern stuff because he keeps coming back to it. Colors Moose Bauman, letter of Pat Brousseau, and same editors. So what do we think of this? Well, the first tale is, it's basically Green Lantern returns to his home planet. Wait, what sector was that? That was 119.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, returns to his home planet. Basically, the whole planet's been killed. All he finds is the Yellow Lantern, but then he basically gets killed in the end by Dos Patelis as a sentient biovirus.
Huh. Do we know anybody that died recently of, virus-like symptoms? Perhaps in another book? I don't know.
Wait, who?
Kyle's mom.
Oh, jeez.
Excuse me.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say, what month was that? I wonder if they were sneaky and did that. Well, it's got to be close, but I was going to say it might not be the same month, but it's got to be close. Yeah, but wouldn't, again, I know for the sake of storytelling it has to be a mystery, but wouldn't those Green Lantern rings pick that up?
I would have thought so, especially Soranek. I mean, she's a doctor. I mean, like a super advanced doctor using the super advanced ring.
And even if it couldn't tell you exactly what it is, wouldn't the ring be like, oh, hey, there's some foreign matter in her body that's not of this planet?
You would think, but maybe
That's camouflage.
Camouflage, yeah, I don't know. But a good little introduction to someone who's going to become much more important as the Sinestro Corps War wages on, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because Amon Sur is getting ready to enter one of these fear, what is it, the little fear cage or whatever, fear pod. Oh, we also Alicia Drac of Talok 4, keeper of the Book of Parallax, kids.
Not the Book of Oa.
Yes.
The Book of Parallax.
All right. So, anything else, or should we get to part 2? Part 2.
Let's do part 2.
All right. All right. Hold on. Find him a link here. Hold on. Sorry, I'm confusing myself here. All right. Here we go. Green Lantern number 19 from June 2007. Mystery of the Star Sapphire, part 2. Same team. Dan Acuna pulling triple duty here. Green Lantern Hal Jordan carries Carol Ferris to safety while fleeing from the Star Sapphire, having taken root in Jillian Cowgirl Perlman. Carol tells him that while she was possessed, she learned from the gem's memories There is more than one Star Sapphire, just as there are many green rings and yellow rings. And then there were 3.
Yellow rings.
Then there were 3. She relays to him that billions of years ago, the all-female Zamarons separated from the Guardians of the Universe, who wished to cleanse themselves of all emotion. The Zamarons trekked across the universe for billions of years before they encountered the skeletal remains of 2 embraced lovers in a cave, and found that the violet light had been generated from their dying love. Carol then relates about how she became one of them. She was taken from her plane and found herself in the presence of the Zamarons, who hid their true forms behind human disguises and chose her to be the Queen of Earth. Carol was possessed by the Star Sapphire, and though Hal was able to defeat it, it always returned possessing someone else, such as Deborah Camille Darnell. However, Star Sapphires also sought to spawn with other beings across the universe. Dila Farron received the gem and mated with the Green Lantern of Xanador in Sector 1416, who was then killed and his planet suspended in violet crystal. Hal believes that the Zamarons have gone mad, twisting the meaning of love. Cowgirl then knocks the two into the honeymoon hotel. She asks Hal what he loves, but Carol knocks her away with a piece of burning debris. Carol then asks Hal to make her a suit from his ring, having learned to fight from the Star Sapphire while it was controlling her. Hal then puts her in a green variant of her classic Star Sapphire costume, and the two attack Cowgirl together. The Star Sapphire manages to knock away Carol, but Hal retaliates and pins it down, trying to remove the Star Sapphire gem from Cowgirl's crown. Suddenly, a portal opens and several Zamaron warriors step through, saying, "A new corps is rising, so must ours." They demand that the two surrender.
There's some pretty good stuff in here. I love on the very first page where Hal's like, "You got married. You were dead. Not that long." Pretty good little dialogue, I thought there.
Oh yeah, I mean, if she really wanted to smack him, she should have been like, "Oh yeah, where's your niece?"
Yeah, we don't talk about. It's the first rule of Green Lantern: we don't talk about the niece.
Here's your final lesson, my dear. Learn how to put yourself into limbo, where no one will remember you.
And yeah, I love the green version of her classic
Yes.
Star Sapphire costume. I thought that was pretty awesome.
Mm-hmm.
But we do get an origin of the Zamarons.
Yes.
So, I mean, we have this stuff going on, but the origin of the Zamaron, I mean, that's pretty hardcore and important for, everything that comes later, right?
Yeah, and even retconning what came before is like, they hid behind human form and stuff. And
Mm-hmm. Yep, absolutely.
But yeah, good stuff here. And again, like you said at the time, you don't know half of what's coming, so it's just like...
Mm-hmm. Yep, absolutely.
Then we got that backup story. Another Tales of the Sinestro Corps, Never Alone Again.
Oh, before we get into that, though, the last line. I think one of the reasons I, of course, love Hal Jordan is that he is kind of a smartass, pardon my French. And the last thing he says to the Zamarons as they've shown up is, nice helmets, by the way. And here I thought our first date was going to be weird. Yeah, it was pretty weird.
Yeah, it's kind of foreshadowing when they're sitting in the bar talking about like his career as Green Lantern and stuff. So
yeah.
Well, you wanted to know everything. Here you go.
Here you go. Now you know.
All right, and like the tale of the Sinestro Corps, Never Alone Again. Lycia Drac continues to tell Amon Sur tales from the Book of Parallax. She tells him of Karu Sil of Graxos 3. Karu Sil grew up an orphan in a jungle world of madness. While hunting for food, the young woman came upon a race of dangerous predator animals. Rather than kill her, however, the animals raised Karu Sil as one of their own. As such, she developed their preternatural instinct and an absence of morality. As an adult, Karu Sil finally encountered another of her own species. She slew him and left his remains for her animal family to consume. The Green Lantern of the sector, Blish Rob, comes to Graxos 3 and took Karu Sil into his custody. He brought her to Graxos 4, where she spent many years in an institution. Now she is free of her confines and has accepted membership in the Sinestro Corps. So yeah, so basically she was raised by wolves. So
yeah, nice.
Yeah, her family died when she was really young, and she basically wandered and got raised by wolves. Alien wolves.
Alien wolves, yes. Those are much scarier.
In that Star Sapphire story, in Flash, we got Chazalon in flashback.
Yes, that's right. I forgot about that. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Oh boy! And then when they were talking about that Camille Darnell, the other Star Sapphire, who's basically a stewardess for Ferris Air, is basically like, yeah, Hal Jordan didn't see, how did they politely put it? Basically, Hal Jordan had his way with her. It's like, goodbye, okay, bye. Bye, Carol. I mean, Camille.
Yeah, they both start with C. Yeah. Whatever.
They dress alike. So like Jeff Johns like this and like even like stuff previously, basically refining this old Silver Age stuff.
Well, and I think he's really successful here, but I think he's doing it at a smaller level here.
Yeah.
With smaller things. And I think he really shows what he's capable of with Secret Origin. Right? Yeah. With totally revamping and, taking stuff that he's already brought in Rebirth, stuff that he brought in the first few, several issues of this Green Lantern series, and just giving us, the definitive, I think the definitive origin of Hal and, the Silver Age Green Lantern stuff. Now, I have a question for you.
Yes.
I think you probably know where I fall on this spectrum, but when you look at Hal's origin, there's the original Showcase, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's Emerald Dawn 1 and 2, and then there's Secret Origin. Now, what are your thoughts on Emerald Dawn 1 and 2? Because I have some, and I'm curious what yours are.
I mean, it's not bad, and they still use stuff from that. I mean, his father's death, his father crashing the plane and stuff. I mean, that's still there to this day. Yeah. It was so weird, like the whole drunk driving thing, and just, and I mean, so weird. We never speak of it again.
Exactly. Yeah.
And the whole prison thing in Emerald Dawn 2, that was really, we don't mention that either.
Yeah, and it's. I don't think it's in continuity anymore, honestly.
Yeah, no, that's what I said. It's kind of like Action Comics Weekly 601. There's only one thing, there's only one thing that's basically in continuity anymore. Yeah, his father's death.
Yeah. And I had forgotten, or I just didn't even realize that his father's death was not something that Jeff Johns brought to Green Lantern. It was already there.
1990,
from 1990, which was. I thought, wow. I mean, which again shows how well Johns pulls from the mythology to reinforce and make the story that he's telling that much more ingrained into everything that about Green Lantern.
Yeah, I mean, Johns is a good storyteller, but he can't even take complete credit for that because first part of Emerald Twilight, doesn't Ron Mars kind of use that too? Like when Hal's basically hallucinating with that ring or whatever. I mean, he brings that. I think they bring up how he's talking to his dad, and then it's the whole crash and stuff. So,
so yeah, I mean, it's really well done. I mean, if you look at Emerald Dawn, you've got M.D. Bright, Mark Bright on the art.
Yes,
and you have I think it started out with Keith Giffen, maybe plotting, and then the other writer that we will not name came on to Emerald Dawn like with issue 3 or 4, I think.
I think so, maybe, yeah.
Yeah. So, I don't know.
I mean, I think the whole point was, Hal didn't just like slide this ring on and all of a sudden he knew exactly what he was doing. That's what they were trying to do. And again, it was like, he had no purpose, no direction before that ring, and it kind of helped him find direction and stuff. That's what the whole drunk driving thing was for, but...
Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, it's I think that Secret Origin, though, because it's building on everything that's been going on since Rebirth, and in the series, and it's also taking place in the past, so he's using it to set up even more stuff for this little crossover called Blackest Night, right?
Yes. Oh, what?
Tiny crossover. I don't know.
All right. So, should we get to the last part?
Let's do it.
We can talk this whole thing out. All right, kids. Again, Modern Comics could never. Another 3-issue arc. Modern Comics could never. Green Lantern number 20 from July 2007. Mystery of the Star Sapphire Part 3. Same team. Same team on both ends, it looks like. All right. In the Honeymoon Hotel, Hal Jordan and Carol Ferris have just neutralized the Star Sapphire possessing Jillian Cowgirl Perlman, and a group of threatening Zamarons have appeared. Hal attacks the Zamarons, telling Carol to try and pry the Star Sapphire gem off of Cowgirl. The Zamarons demand that if Hal loves them, then he must give Carol and Cowgirl over to them so they may live forever and watch over planets as Star Sapphires. But Hal insists that they do not understand the meaning of love. In a blast, Carol succeeds in prying the gem off of Cowgirl, and the two put some clothes on. Their battle having been dragged outside, the Zamarons pin Hal and demand that he choose which one he loves most, Carol or Cowgirl, as the Star Sapphire gem entraps them both in violet crystal. However, Hal kisses one of the Zamarons in the Star Sapphire gem, believing he has chosen her, attaches to her in order to remove it from... And in order to remove it from their sister, the Zamarons realize they must return home and discuss the coming war. I said war. Back at Poncho's at Edwards Air Force Base, Hal, Carol, and Cowgirl are ordering drinks when Cowgirl's friend Sherry returns Cowgirl's hat to her. Hal says that he will see to it that something is done about the Star Sapphires, but the conversation soon turns quiet and awkward, with Carol choosing to leave. After reassuring Cowgirl that it was not something she said, the two begin to flirt once again. On Zamaron, the Zamarons have removed the Star Sapphire from their sister, and they consider the possibility that, due to the unreasonable nature of the parasite, that Hal Jordan must have been correct. They realize that their focus entirely on the emotion of love has separated them from other emotions, much like the Guardians, and that they must begin to collect the other emotional energies. And also they're forming rings.
I do want to back up a little bit there.
Yes.
You said something like Hal Jordan must have been right. That's so weird, right?
It's somewhere, kids, hell was frozen over.
Probably.
Hey, man, broken clock, all right? No, he knows what, being a Green Lantern, he knows what he's doing. It's just his personal life.
Mm-hmm. He's completely screwed up on, yeah.
Exactly. That is the funniest panel when they're like, choose, and he just like lunges at that Zamaron. He's like, come here, baby. He's like, come here, baby.
Yep.
But then it
Yeah, but I mean, you get at it, There's a panel where suddenly they're holding a violet ring.
Yes.
On the Star Sapphire gem, a violet ring, and there's a giant central power battery. That's violet. And then I do have to show this double page spread, because this is how this issue ends.
Yes.
When they're talking about the other emotions. So, yeah. It all starts here. Right here.
Yes. Oh, but then don't forget at the end, at Ferris Air, Tom is working on a plane when Hal shows up. Hal says that he has come to check up on Carol, but Tom assures him that she has been very happy since the divorce.
That deserves an also.
Oh, okay. Divorce!
There we go.
In what respect? Now Hal Jordan will pursue her relentlessly.
Perhaps. Did we get a backup for this as well?
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Oh, of course. Yeah. The Fear Within. And once again, I have no synopsis. All right. Darn it. I was gonna say, which one was this? As always, kids, this is all blending together because I read these all at once.
Oh yeah. Same way for me.
Yeah. Especially it's only 3 issues. It's better to read it.
Mm-hmm.
and I want to do that too because I know when I was collecting this monthly, I don't know if I've read these all at once. Yeah,
I think I read them as they came out, and then you haven't read them again in almost 20 years, right?
Yeah, and again, you get so much more out of it. I think, like you said, when you just read it all together. Oh yeah, because this Sinestro Corps backup, we see those aliens mining that asteroid field or whatever, and then that bug thing, like it just jumps out. Basically, must live in one of these asteroids or something. Bedovian had waited over 6 centuries for his prey. He would have waited 6 more. Yeah, Bedovian had no joy in simply consuming, but he would achieve greater pleasure digesting someone over the next decade with so much to lose. So, basically a giant space bug gets a Sinestro ring, kids.
Yeah, there's some really, really creepy Sinestro Corps members. What's the...
well, yeah, I mean, you got to go big for spreading fear.
Yeah, what's the... she would steal children. What was her name?
Marjorie Taylor Greene?
Maybe. No, she would steal children and put them in a pouch on her back or something.
I think I know what you're talking about. I can't remember her name. Yeah.
There's and Arquillo is just, man.
Oh, yeah, a giant monster, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so then Amon Sur says he's ready to go into one of those fear spheres or whatever they go in, because she's says the Book of Parallax now takes the fear of collecting and leaves you to spark your own once you have the fear lodge will open. Because didn't she say a lot of people go mad in there and can't open them and stuff, but all it takes is a spark, but you got to generate that spark. Face that which you fear most and turn it against those who would stop us. What are you truly afraid of? And do you remember what he says?
No.
All you see is it goes to black, and in that last black panel, you just see a little word bubble that says, Jordan.
Forgot about that. Nice. Very nice.
So what you think?
I thought this was a nice, compact, very efficient little arc, that had its foundation in, the character relationships between Cowgirl and Hal and Carol. But it also had some serious universe building stuff going on, right? That it just gets thrown in. I mean, and I just think that it's very well done, and I would have to say that I probably underrated this arc before rereading it. It's just the Zamarons and more Star Sapphires, but it is really critical to the Blackest Night and everything that comes after. So yeah, I've adjusted my evaluation of this to up. It's better than I remember. It's better than I thought it was.
Oh yeah, like I said, sometimes with some of these, I think as you read them month to month, sometimes it doesn't even seem as you don't get the excellence sometimes unless you read the whole arc. Which a lot of times, especially I think starting in this era, they're writing for the trades, but it's I don't know. Sometimes I thought that hurt the monthly stuff, if you're collecting monthly, but.
Well, I think these monthlies, these monthly issues of this particular arc, were really well done too. I mean, you had the main story, plus you had the tales of the Sinestro Corps backups. Mm-hmm. Now, I am of two minds on backups, because I feel like the backup story in the previous volume of Green Lantern, having both of those stories take up equal, I never felt like we got a full story for either of them in an issue.
Yeah.
Now I don't feel that way about these particular issues. So maybe it's because the backup story was shorter and didn't take up half the book, and we still got a fairly good-sized story.
And we're kind of getting background on the Sinestro Corps, so when they do show up in the war, it's like, oh, hey, that's the guy that's the one they mentioned, and you kind of know who they are, somewhat. Yeah. So basically, we're doing homework on the Sinestro Corps and the Zamarons in this arc. So
yeah, and that's 3 of 7. Yep. We've got 4 left. 4 left.
It's gonna get wild, kids. All right. Anything else, William?
Nope, I think that's all I got this week.
All right. Yeah, me too. Again, I mean, it was a good arc, but it was only 3 issues.
Only 3 issues. Yeah, pretty short. Short and to the point. Very efficient.
Remember that, Modern Comics.
That's right.
All right. So let me open. I'm pretty sure I got the schedule down here. All right. I mean, we're only like 3 weeks away from Sinestro Corps War, kids. Because the next 2 weeks we're going to be covering Green Lantern Corps. Because next week we'll do Green Lantern Corps 7 through 9. And then the week after, Green Lantern Corps 10 through 13.
Yeah, and I just want to reiterate that when it came out, Sinestro Corps War was a bestseller. I mean, immediately it was top of the sales charts, and it was seismic because it set all this stuff up, and it paid a lot of stuff off. From that was set up from Rebirth, so 2 years earlier.
Mm-hmm.
It's Sinestro Corps War is a big deal, and then the deal only gets bigger.
I mean, the formula works because it's like, how many times did the Hal or various Green Lanterns just like spank Sinestro and like, throw him in a psi cell or throw him in Quard, and now all of a sudden, oh hey kids, Sinestro's back. This time he has his own army of like psychopaths and
yeah. Well, and I think John started kind of the rehabilitation of Sinestro back in Rebirth, because he said, Guy jokes about all of Hal's villains. He says he never jokes about Sinestro.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Again, I mean, because the guy knows all your, he's like a bad cop, he knows all your procedures and,
Yeah.
probably wrote half of them, yeah.
Yeah. I thought, going back to Rebirth, it did so many things so well about, Kyle. It brought Kyle back into it, and this is why he's important, right?
Yes.
Of course, it brought us back Hal, but it also brought us back, brought back Guy, and why he matters and how he's important to Green Lantern and John.
Yeah.
But it also, and it introduced Parallax, which is a big deal, right? But it also brought back Sinestro, and that's really important and also really cool, especially the way it was done. With the end. He comes back at the end of an issue. The very next issue, you see Hal getting knocked across the surface of the moon and grinning, with blood coming out of his mouth.
Yeah. Yeah, because I mean, Sinestro had been gone for a while. So, I mean, it was even before, Kyle. I mean, probably like the end of that Green Lantern Corps series.
Yeah, that was because I think they put him in the central power battery, which is why all the rings everywhere went dead or something. There was only 6 or whatever left.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's again, Johns took that giant fear bug in the central power battery, fear, and brought all that in. So Sinestro, because that's where Sinestro met him.
Yeah, I mean, Hal had been gone 10 years. Sinestro was probably gone 20?
Yeah. If maybe even more.
Yeah.
I mean,
say when that series ended, like 86, 87. I mean,
let me look it up real quick.
Because it was before Action Comics Weekly, and that was 1988. So
yeah,
that's the other big thing too. I mean, that was like the return of Sinestro, the true real Sinestro. I mean, that was like Norman Osborn territory.
Mm-hmm. Issue 224 was May of 88.
Ah, okay. So, yeah. So, I mean, not quite 20 years, but...
12... Well, no. Yeah, if that was the final issue. So, 12 issues in 2005. So, yeah, 17 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just lots of Green Lantern goodness going on as we ramp up to Sinestro Corps War and beyond.
Yes. And then, of course, I guess... We keep harping on it, but at the last episode of the year, we're going to have to pick something big for it, episode 150.
Mm-hmm.
Blackest Night will be toward either the end of the year or beginning of the next, kids. So, yeah, that's Secret Origins coming this year. So, all right. So, yeah, but yes.
That I'm looking forward to again.
Oh, I know. I couldn't tell. Just like with Rebirth, I couldn't tell.
Yeah, I know.
All right, so yeah, kids, next time, Green Lantern Corps 7 through 9. So, send us all your thoughts, or send us your thoughts on Mystery of the Star Sapphires. Email us, CapesandLunatics@gmail.com, or call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember, you can find all things Capes and Lunatics, episodes, including our new show, Electric Mullet. Episode 1's on YouTube right now. Social media, merchandise, link to the Patreon. So please help support all of these various shows. Find everything all in one place. That's Linktree, L-I-N-K, not Linktree. I'm so tired, Will. Tubespace.io/CapesandLunatics Podcast Network. That's Tubespace.io/CapesandLunatics Podcast Network. I'm flashing back here. All right. You're Will Allred, right? Yeah, Mr. Will Allred.
I think so.
You're like, today I am? Okay. In this country. All right, Mr. Will Allred. Master of the Core, Master of the Quantum Zone, Master of Kickstarter, Master of making comics, reading comics, and podcasting. Where can people get a hold of you?
You can find me at Walred. That's at WALLRED. And if you'd like to check out the comics that I write, you can find Crossover Division at crossoverdivsion.com. We just finished up a couple months ago the Kickstarter campaign for the hardcover, which we're getting ready to send to the printer real soon, which is going to be pretty awesome. I'm looking forward to that. You can also check out Diary of Night at diaryofnight.com. And if you are curious, Phil is not the only podcaster that I annoy on a regular basis. That would be writer Kevin Joseph as well. We do a little thing called Explain Yourself, where we bring on comic creators that are running crowdfunding campaigns and try to bring some additional eyeballs to their projects. And finally, you have excellent taste, obviously, because you're here listening to us. That means you probably love Quasar almost as much as we do. And if you'd like to find out more about Quasar, you can check that out at the Quantum Zone, quantumzone.org.
Seems like I'm getting a package every other day.
I am God.
I hope it's going somewhere nice.
Hey, boys, you look at the party? I love the party.
And of course,
I, of course, love Hal Jordan.
I do.
That's our outro every time now. All right, kids. Thanks for joining us. Again, next time, Green Lantern Corps 7 through 9, and then in 2 weeks, Green Lantern Corps 10 through 13, and then we jump into war.
Nice.
We're going to war, kids. Sinestro Corps War. All your favorites will be back. Superboy Prime, all of them. Cyborg Superman.
Some guy called Sinestro. I don't know. The Corps named after him. He's got to be around somewhere, right?
Literally twirling that mustache. All right, kids. Come back next time. And remember, boy, does love hurt. Good night.